Welcome back to Tokyo Ghoul Anime Review Episode 4. This time we're reviewing the 4th episode of the Tokyo Ghoul Anime series, Main Auction, and also I'm going to talk about the 170th chapter of the Tokyo Ghoul manga, Night of the Shattering. This episode, the newest episode, once again adapts 6 chapters. Looking it up, it looks like it adapts chapters 16 to 21. So in roughly 4 episodes, we've already gone through like 21 chapters, which is a lot. Yeah. Mostly put, what happens in this episode is, I think, what is her name here? Yeah, she's one of the newer characters. Yeah. She is basically shown up at this auction, and let's see if I can find her here. She's what is her name? Totoro, yeah. The episode opens up with her at the auction, and she's about to be bid on, and then of course they do a flashback of exactly how she got here. Kind of pick you up with last week's episode, with her being knocked out by knockout gas. Her and Josru, I think his name is. Yeah, the guy with stitches, who is disguised as a woman. End up in the auction. She gets sold for at least for 200 million yen, which is a lot. She's actually the second person auctioned. The first one was a washed-up actor who apparently got sold for like 10 million to some billionaire. And of course, this is one character name. I think her name is like Big Madam. Yeah, I barely remember this character, and I gotta say, the anime handled her pretty well, from what I can tell. And I should also point out, though, she's got braces. They show off a lot. As for Kaneki, who is Sase, he doesn't really show up that much this episode. Yeah, for a guy who's technically the main character of the whole franchise, in this episode, he has about 5 minutes of screen time. Yep, because mostly it's all about the auction, and because of Joshua basically, when he gets up there, he just goes crazy, sort of knocks out the host, and just goes crazy on the auctioneers. Well, the bidders, anyways. Yep. And the CGC show up, and basically it's basically a big brawl between the CGC and the Algeria tree, kind of similar to what happened at the end of Route A. The Route A is not considered to be canon, because, well, the way this anime basically is showing off is that this picks it right where the end of the manga finale for Tokyo Ghoul left off. Yeah, it's following up with that. Not what happened with Tokyo Ghoul Route A. Is just, well, picking up where that is picking where the manga left off. Basically, you got to read the last 67 chapters of the manga to kind of understand what this anime gets about. And mostly put, they do keep a lot of the stuff in from this time. Unlike last time, felt like they kept some stuff, a little bit of stuff here and there. Yeah, the way this episode ends, it's the same way chapter 21 ends with, I'm trying to think, what is his name? His name is Sadaru decapitates one of the CGC, and it says it's like crushing a pineapple for the first time. Yeah, it ends with the death of one of the minor characters of the series. So I gotta say, this is a pretty good episode. As for the Nutcracker stuff, well, she's kind of in the episode, but she doesn't do anything. It's kind of like the whole arc with Nutcracker, kind of had to be had to basically put on hold for this auction stuff. And it looks like kind of that next week's episode probably continue this, and probably going to, well, maybe, and this is just my theory, it's probably going to adapt probably chapters 22 to 27. That's my personal standing on that. So, a pretty good episode. Next week's episode is called Night of the Shattering. Now it's on to chapter 170 of the Tokyo Ghoul manga, Evolution and the Stars. It starts off with Ranja and this guy, I don't remember his name. Yeah, pretty much this whole chapter is a major fight scene between Ranja and this guy. Yeah, the whole chapter is basically about this whole fight. and of course the Black Dragon a little bit, but mostly, yeah, it's all about this fight, which takes up pretty much the entire chapter. Oh, in case you're wondering, Kaneki is absent from this chapter. Even Toka basically is absent. Yeah, they drop an F word in here. Of course, this is from a different website, which they probably had to do that. Yeah, just a big fight back and forth, and the chapter ends with the guy who Ranji's fighting gets knocked off the building, and kind of implied he falls into his death, and that's really it. So, despite like when I was reviewing those 2 chapters of Kaneki and that stuff in his mind, at least a little bit of stuff happened. This time is like a lot of stuff happened. Like it just a major fight, seeing the Black Dragon, and that's really it. It's almost like this chapter was a side story, just focusing on one thing and one thing only. Excuse me, not focused on Kaneki has been going. As a matter of fact, Kaneki has not been focus of a chapter probably about, I'd say, since he was brought out of the Black Dragon. They did have a couple chapters after that where they have focus on him. The rest of the time they just feature him briefly, or in case this chapter not feature him at all. Yeah, so it's a good chapter. It does pretty much end the fight between Renji and this other guy, and that's really it for the chapter. It's a good chapter. We give it a 9 out of 10. It's good. Alright, I know this is kind of a short review, but yeah, not much else to talk about otherwise though. Good episode of the anime, pretty good episode, pretty good chapter of the manga, and I do recommend them. Alright, so that's it for this review. Stay tuned for, as for when I get a chance. I do have a couple comic corners coming up. I probably won't get a chance to do them, probably not until Monday at this rate, okay? But until I see you all in my next video, bye.